Good evening, I'm Gary Papa.
And I'm Cecily Tynan.
And welcome to Primetime Weekend. Tonight, the cause of death is a 2,500-year-old mystery.
But now it's about to be solved, and the mummy slides into the MRI.
Then guitar legend David Bromberg's newest gift to music comes with strings attached.
But first, the birthplace of the music recording, radio, and television industries is Camden. It's an amazing story that you can literally experience once you find it down the street from the Harley Cemetery, where the poet Walt Whitman is buried, and just behind Our Lady of Lourdes Medical Center. You would never guess that in this quiet Parkside neighborhood of Camden, New Jersey, there's a treasure house of history here at the Camden County Historical Society. It includes a library, museum, and Pomona Hall,
which was first built in 1726 by Joseph Cooper Jr. It was expanded in 1788 by Marmaduke Cooper, and this was a 412-acre plantation that stretched from all the way back to the Cooper River, going up past where Our Lady of Lourdes Hospital is today.
The former plantation is now reduced to a couple of acres, but the Society's three-building complex includes 30,000 square feet of exhibition and storage space, and it contains a history of Camden County that's deep and wide. Every item has a story.
And we have the mantle from Hugg's Tavern. And Hugg's Tavern unfortunately was demolished. It was in Gloucester City, but legend has it that Betsy Ross was married in front of that very mantle at Hugg's Tavern. And we have an original pump fire truck. The pump fire truck they used to push through the streets. This was even before horses were attached to it, so the firemen would push it through the streets to the fire, and then even when they got to the fire, then they'd have to pump it up and down to get the water to come out to be able to put the fire out.
People travel from far places just to see this rare china. It was inspired by Richard Jordan, a famous Quaker minister who lived nearby.
It's very collectible.
And so is the Civil War memorabilia.
We have a very large Civil War collection. We have a timeline that dates everything from Camden County that had to do with the Civil War, and we have a lot of items that soldiers would have personally carried on their person during the war.
And many of those items can be researched here in the Society's library. That includes diaries, deed books, old newspapers, and photographs. Upstairs, you discover the self-sufficient world of 18th and 19th century America, including
different types of shops, blacksmith shops, cooper shop, spinning, candle making, carriage making. They had to be self-sufficient. They had to be able to produce whatever they needed within their own homes, within their own farms and their plantations. They did some bartering, but for the most part, they had to be able to produce what they needed on a daily basis.
But it wasn't all work and no play. From 19th century toys to early 20th century music, welcome to the amazing story of the Victor Talking Machine Company that became RCA Victor. Fred Barnum knows the story well. He wrote the book about it.
Our story begins with the Victor Talking Machine Company, which was incorporated in 1901 by a gentleman named Eldridge Johnson, who took a simple hand-cranked disc-playing phonograph, which had been invented a few years earlier by a gentleman named Emil Berliner in Philadelphia. He added a spring motor to it and created a new product and a new industry, bringing sound to the home for the first time. So he started the Victor Company in 1901, and he became the largest producer of musical entertainment equipment for the home in the entire world.
And artists from all over the world came to record here, including Caruso, major symphony orchestras, and also the famous country singer Jimmie Rodgers, who in 1928 made the world's first music video.
All around the water tanks, waiting for a train.
And the Victor Company went on from 1901 until radio came in and displaced the phonograph in the late 20s. By 1929, a company known as the Radio Corporation of America came in to buy the plant from Victor.
And so it became the RCA Victor Corporation. That, by 1942, was
a humongous manufacturing facility. The world's largest, as a matter of fact. Think of these statistics. It was 31 buildings encompassing 58 acres of property across the Camden waterfront. where it was, like I said, first the world's largest manufacturing facility for phonographs and disc records, later for radio, and after that television. Matter of fact, Camden was the site of the world's first mass production plant for televisions in the world.
Today, little remains of what used to be.
From all of this, I would like people to remember that at one time, Camden, New Jersey, was a flourishing metropolis of manufacturing. I mean, in my opinion, the world's greatest inventions in musical entertainment, including the phonograph, the radio, and the television, were basically all invented and productized and made available to the world right from the Camden waterfront.
But from this remarkable collection, there's something missing, a musical treasure almost beyond imagining.
At one time, they had all the master recordings on these metal discs. They called them the Mother Matrix discs. There were 350,000 of them stored in a basement vault at the plant on the waterfront. And I've heard varying stories as to what became of those recordings, but what I think has become of them is when they moved the disc making operations out of Camden, they transferred the collection out to RCA's Indianapolis, Indiana plant.
But to date, no one has located the collection. That includes nearly all the great musical talents from classical to jazz of the first half of the 20th century. Of the first half of the 20th century. Its value?
Priceless. I can't even put a value on a collection like that. I mean, what would it represent as far as rediscovering lost masters? Phenomenal treasure trove. I don't know how to even put a value on it.
Coming up, the Mummy is on the move.
Thank you, Mummy. Next on Primetime Weekend.
Not Mommy.
Mommy.